In this video, we are going to be answering a very important and unanswered question about the Nintendo Wii. Can you play Game Boy cartridges, physical cartridges, on the Nintendo Wii? I just made a video about this. This right here is a device for the GameCube called the Advanced Game Port. It was an unlicensed product made by a company called Daytel that allows you to play only Game Boy Advance games, not Game Boy Color and Game Boy games, through the memory card slot in your GameCube. Now, obviously, that got people quite excited and curious because the Wii can play GameCube games and it has a memory card slot. Now, the original Nintendo GameCube player uses a port on the bottom of a GameCube that is not featured on the Wii. So there hasn't been any sort of way that we've known of that allows you to play physical cartridges on the Wii. Obviously, you can use emulation and on a homebrewed Wii, and then you can actually, play your Game Boy Advance games and Game Boy Color games and whatnot, but you can't play your physical cartridges. So, in this video, we're going to give it a go. So I have got the homebrew channel, and I've also got Nintendo. So if we plug this in and the Wii's not happy, we can also try that. This, by the way, is a rabbit hole of confusion, and I don't really understand a lot of it, so I apologize in advance. But here we go. Let's put the disc in, and now let's use our Wiimote on this janky setup where I'm balancing the sensor on my camera tripod, and let's go to the disc channel, and let's try the disc first. Unable to read the disc. Okay. I wonder, by the way, if you had a freeloader, that was also made by Daytel, funny enough, if that would get this to work. Who knows? Right, let's go to the homebrew channel, and let's try the software called Nintendo, which basically allows you to play GameCube games from an SD card or a USB stick. But it also has a feature that can freeload any GameCube disc inside your Wii. So this is where, fingers crossed, we might have a chance to at least start the game. And then we'll have to see if it works from there. Okay, so here we go. Boot GameCube disc in drive. Boom. I hear the disc. Oh. Oh my goodness me. Okay, there it is. Advanced Game Port. Right. I'm a little bit nervous. Does the GameCube controller work? Yes, it does. Okay, so this is mental. By the way, I'm using a Wii HDMI little doohickey thing to plug straight into this little monitor. Lots of people ask me what this monitor was. I don't know if they still sell these, but if I can find a link, I'll put it in the description. Right, play your Game Boy Advance games on your GameCube. Haha, but we're on a Wii. Right, here we go. What is going to happen? Oh, everything's just stopped. Everything's just completely stopped. Oh no. Is it over? Is it over? Just like that? Let's turn on the Wii again. Uh-oh, that didn't go very well. Okay, well the Wii is now just black screening. I wonder if... okay, do you know what? I was having this issue on the Panasonic Q as well. It doesn't like it when this is plugged in. So maybe it's like some sort of a prevention or it's shorting something or whatever, but it doesn't like it when that's plugged in when you turn on the Wii. So let's give this one more go. I'm not sure what happened there. Do you know what? I'm going to unplug the game from there. Let's waft this remote around again. Here we go. Homebrew channel. Start. This is ridiculous, by the way. Is it a similar thing that it doesn't like the Advanced Game Port being plugged in when it swaps onto that? It's really hard to know. It's really hard to know. Okay, here we go. Advanced Game Port. It's so crazy seeing this running on the Wii because it has the potential to let us play Game Boy games. Right, let's go with this again. Please. Yes! Okay, select game to play. Right. Please, NES Classics Mario Bros. Let's give it a go. It's loading. It's loading. Why is the screen black? Why is the screen black? No. What's happening? It just showed a thing from the game. Ah, no. And also, once this freezes, it's a nightmare because you can't get out of it. You have to turn it all off and on again. Ah, this is like such a tease. Right, let's try with a different game, although I have no idea why that wouldn't work. That's a little bit concerning. Let's try the Sonic Advance 3 cartridge that I used in my last video. So here we go. Press A. Please don't crash. Okay, right, here we go, right. Please, please, it's loading, it's loading, please. Oh! It works, it works. Now, interestingly, well, this doesn't have a speaker, so I'm going to go and try and find a little tiny speaker because there seems to be a headphone jack out on the HDMI converter thing. 1 second. Okay, so I have this tiny little speaker. Let's plug this in and see if this gives it audio. It does. Although I doubt very much you're going to be able to hear that. Do you know what? We get better audio out of my headphones. I can't believe this. This is absolutely nuts. I know the emulation of the cartridge isn't going to be as good as playing it like on the actual, you know, on the actual Game Boy player for the GameCube, but the fact that this is working is just so sick. Let's see if we can just play a tiny bit of a game, although I have already shown you that me trying to talk and play Sonic the Hedgehog is not great. But let's have a little go. Just to see if it works for long, you know? I mean, we have seen a couple of, like, crashes and stuff. Oh, come on! It's so hard to play Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh. Also, when you haven't played Sonic the Hedgehog in a while, like, especially this version that's, like, not very flowy at all, it's a real challenge. It's very, like, janky. Oh, come on. I mean, look. It's working. No! Is this a first? Is this the first time anybody's ever tried this and shown this? It does feel... From the research that I did, there seemed to be absolutely no answer if this worked or not. No one seemed to have an answer for it. There certainly was no images, there was no videos. Here it is though, in the flesh, working. I can't believe it. It feels like a real kind of accomplishment for the little gaming niche, retro gaming niche. And I'm just chuffed, to be honest. It seems to work fine. I mean, obviously my gameplay is appalling, but it seems to work fine. Whether or not it lasts very long before it crashes, I don't know. I'm probably not going to play it for long enough to find out, but we can see that this does in fact work. And that is just great. How fun. I honestly, I have to apologize about my gameplay. That is going to be it for this video. What a crazy little setup. By the way, let's quickly just test the theory. If I unplug this game cartridge now, yeah, it's going to work. Of course it is, because it's basically just loaded the entire game into the into this, and then probably just into the actual disc, the actual software. I bet if you unplug this, look, it still works. So you can unplug everything. So basically all it's doing is taking off the data from the cartridge, which is great because it also takes your save as well. I wonder if it would actually put the save back onto the cartridge afterwards. Who knows? That's probably answered online extensively about the Advanced Game Port. Look, this has been a crazy little video. I'm so chuffed that we've managed to get it to work. I hope you've all enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.